Hi, welcome to Rose Opal Knits, a crafty channel.
This is episode 70 and I'm Daphne.
And I'm Erica. We are a mother-in-law, daughter-in-law duo from Delaware. So hey, how you doing? Welcome. Um, if you're new here, we hope you stick around and you enjoy watching and consider subscribing. And if you're returning, thank you. Today I just have knitting.
Yeah.
Just knitting today. And everything we talk about will be in the description box below the video. And if it's not, please, comment with your questions, email us, message us on Instagram. Oh, you can also find our social media information down below in the description box as well. And we'll just go right into the crafty goodness first, and then we'll talk about other things towards the end, or we'll just talk about it if it happens to pop up. But all right, so finished. No, what are you wearing?
Oh, I'm wearing my Bean and Olive by Andrew Mowry. I knit it last year, and the brown is Barocco Vintage in the mocha color, and then the green is it's a superwash merino nylon blend that we dyed last year also. So
speaking about things we dyed, we dyed some more yarn, so we'll talk about that later. I guess I should have said that in the beginning. We have yarn dyeing to talk about.
Oh yeah. We did more than just knit.
Yeah. All right, and I'm wearing a store-bought sweater, so that's no fun to discuss. But all right, so we'll go into finished objects. I have two different projects to talk about, and you have one?
Yeah.
All right, so you want me to go first?
Yep.
Okay. I finally finished my road trip leg warmers, and so here they are. And they're the perfect length for my leg, from my ankle to my bottom of my knee. When I look at them, I feel like they look short. So they've been steam blocked. I steam blocked them earlier today, but I did not sew in the ends yet. I have a whole pile of things I need to sew in the ends for, but so I'll get to it. Here, would you like to hold them?
Yeah, sure.
Thanks.
Yeah,
So I knitted them two at a time on the same cable until I didn't knit the beginning rib or the ending rib.
I couldn't tell if they were in the frame or not.
two at a time. I knit those separately on 9-inch circulars, and then I knit the main portion of the leg magic loop. And I followed the pattern exactly, except I made them one increase repeat shorter, because I didn't want them to be that long. I didn't want to have to fold them down.
Or have them slouchy, right?
Or having them I don't like things bunched up in my knee, but the back side of my knee. But I had them in this bag for Mountain State Stitches, and the stripy yarn is the Yarn Jar in the Luna Lovegood colorway. And let me see, I might have the tag for that. Yep. I bought it years ago though, so I don't even know if this shop is still open on Etsy or not. And then the cuff color is a Willow Tree yarn. That was a 50-gram sock from a 50-gram sock set. So this is what I have left. I did not weigh it, but I used this colorway in a hat that I knit for a colorwork hat that I knit for my daughter several years ago. So I don't even know how much I had to start. But this was a full 100-gram skein of the Yarn Jar Luna Lovegood. And why is the camera? This is what I have left. So I have enough to knit myself a pair of shorty socks with. I weighed it, but I don't remember what it is now. I'll weigh it again and put it on the screen. So, and I do plan on knitting myself another pair. And the only thing that I am going to change is so it starts down at your ankle and you increase and then you end up at the top. When I knit myself a second pair, I am going to start at the top. So I'm going to knit, you know, the knee cuff and then decrease and then end at the bottom ankle ribbing. Just because I'm a top-down sock knitter and I never have any issues with my cast-on ribbing, but I did bind off the first leg warmer and the bind off was too tight, so then I had to go up needle size and make it looser, and it's still not, it's not snug or anything, but you know, if I had, my cast on end is always stretchier than my bind off. So, but anyway, there they are, and I'm happy to have them. All right, you want to talk about yours?
I only have one. I had plans to have more, but I only have one. So this was the first sock. I was there, the ice cream cone. So the other one's done now too. So these are the same yarns as my sweater.
Mm-hmm.
But it is, like I said, it's Barocco Vintage DK. I don't think I said that when I said the sweater. It is the DK one in the mocha color, and then this is one we dyed. But I've had these since summer sock camp, and I finished only, this is only the second pair I've finished that I started for summer sock camp. And I mean, the last one I had last time for the podcast too. So they're getting done. These ones are DK.
We are all green today.
But yeah, so, and these ones actually fit my foot. I guess I remembered how to knit socks for myself.
Yeah, because.
But yeah, so yeah, those other ones were huge from last week. But yeah, so those are my socks. That's all I have. I did them on a US 3. I don't remember the millimeters. Is that a 3.25?
Something like that.
I think it's 3.2. Oh, I have them. Hold on, I can tell you.
I
think they're 3.25.
Yeah, I think that's what they are too.
Yes, that is right. The 3.25 millimeter.
I didn't tell you what I knit my. Okay, so I knitted the leg warmers on a US 2.75 millimeter needle, and I did knit them like not magic loop. I knit them with two circular needles because that's what was in the bag, so that's what I did. But I think it's so similar to magic loop, but it's not magic loop. So. All right, so my final finished objects are in this bag by Noble Character Crafts, and so my husband had a birthday on November 3rd, and he wanted to drive up to PA and check out some state parks and, you know, do some walking, and then we went to a smorgasbord. We went to a buffet for lunch in between our walks. It was so fun. It was a good day. But I decided to take this bag with me. I had this scrubby dishcloth on the needles. I was down here. Actually, I was like right up here when I started, and I didn't know if I had just made some progress since the last time I showed them, or if that was, I just showed that much progress the last time I showed them. I couldn't remember, so I just left it. But anyway, so I knitted most of this in the car while we were riding around. I think I came home and had to finish this red and bind off. So I finished that one, didn't sew in the ends yet. And then I immediately casted on another one and finished up the ball. So now this ball of scrubby yarn is gone. And I can tell you this, that I casted on 24 stitches for this one, and I casted on 32 stitches for this one. So they're actually knit in different ways. So the cast on edge is down here, and then I bound off down here. And for this one, I cast it on down here and then bound off. But anyway, I like the size of this one. This one's bigger than I normally.
Fuzzies, you see them?
Yes, I do, flying all in the air. I normally knit them this size, but I kind of like this bigger size. I mean, the way it is now. I haven't used either of them. Do you want to hold them, and I'll tell you what the yarn. Oop.
Nope. Apparently I don't.
So this yarn is Yarn V Scrubology Cotton in the, I think it's the Daydream thing. I think. I have 2 in here. I also have Al Fresco. And these were 2 that I knitted earlier in the year in the other colorway. I knit a couple more, but I already gave them away. But this is what I have left. So, so that's my scrubby dishcloths for the year. And then on the needle, oh, did I say I knitted those on a US 9? I knitted the Scrubology on a US 9, which I forget what the millimeters is for that. It is a 5.5 millimeter needle. And then in the bag, I also had this. I was right here on a US 8, which is what, a 5 millimeter needle, probably. Yes, 5 millimeter needle. Put those away. And then I completed this dishcloth. And I actually ran out of this yarn, and I had a leftover ball of a mystery cotton that Daphne had given me.
I gave you.
Yep.
Why'd I give it to you? Oh, it was from... No. I don't know why I had that.
I thought you knit something baby out of it.
Out of cotton?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I was thinking like, maybe Mason's float tote. That's not even the same color as Mason's float tote.
What about
I don't remember.
One of the little stuffies within the last couple years? No?
Nope. I don't know. I had it.
Anyway, so I had this, so I used it to finish off. This color is Knit Picks Dishy. I believe in the Azure colorway. And then this is an unknown cotton.
It's one of the ones. Sugars and cream, peaches and cream.
Yeah.
Whichever one's at Walmart.
So that.
Pretty sure.
Yeah. So this is going back in my scrap bin, which is back there in the corner.
I didn't make it.
It did. It just, some of it stayed behind. And this is going into this pile.
None of which have their ends in.
So this was the one I just finished, and then these are ones that I finished earlier in the year. So there we go. That's all. And I think I gifted some already, but this is what I have left, and this is enough. This is enough to gift at Christmas. So I'm done with dishcloths for 2022. So this bag's going to get emptied out.
Until what, 2023?
Until...
So you can add more cotton yarn and say this is my dishcloth bag again?
I already have more cotton yarn. I have more Knit Picks Dishy that I'll wait until 2023 to knit up. But, all right, so that's finished objects. And you want to talk about whips? All right, go into our works in progress. Daphne has a half.
It's in a Molly Klein design bag that I bought. I don't know when.
That's the older one. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but this is my sock.
It's pretty.
I guess I should show you that side. So I was there where the moon is, and I have 3 different yarns here. This one is Blue Barn. Pirate Co? Something like that. Blue Barn something. Sorry, it's an Etsy, but it's the child from The Mandalorian. And then this is Knit Picks Felici in the Rustic Cabin. I think I have that tag.
Here, hold it.
Yes, that's the only tag I have. So Felici, Rustic Cabin. And then the last one, which is this gray, is a Dream in Color denim something. I don't remember that color. I bought it from my uncle's socks that I made a while ago. So that's this one. But I have quite a bit of each color, actually.
So you knit the toe and the cuff in the child.
Yes.
And then the stripes are the leg and the majority of the foot. And then the denim, you did the heel flap and gusset.
Yep.
All right.
But so basically, I knit to this yellow stripe, and this tan stripe was supposed to be up here, but I already cut my yarn not thinking about it. So I was like, okay, well, it's staying like that because I didn't want to have 2 extra, not even 2, it's 4 extra ends to do, like, put it back in and then knit it and then cut it again. So I was like, it's okay.
Well, it worked out anyway, because if you had ended the repeat with this tan stripe, that tan stripe would have been right against the child.
Which is what I was like,
and
it's fine.
I think
so,
I think it
but
looks
then basically one color repeat was the perfect amount for my foot anyways. So I was like, okay, well, it's good enough. I think I had to do like 3 rounds of the child color before starting the decreases. Well, that's it. But it's the normal 64 stitch fingering weight sock with the 1x1 rib, heel flap and gusset, and then a wedge toe. So
knit with a US 1.5.
Yeah, which is 2.5 millimeter. So yeah, and I have not started the other one. I mean, I showed you all the yarn. It's just in there. So it will get there.
All right. So since you talked about socks, I'll talk about socks. So I went to my whip basket, and I pulled out an older whip. I mean, this is old. This is an old whip. I think it's from summer sock camp.
I think that's summer sock camp too.
21. No.
This year.
Yeah.
This year. Never mind. All mine are from this year.
So this is in a stolen minutes bag that I just love. Those are like my colors. And I am currently working on the heel flap. So the last time I showed it on the podcast, I was up here, and it just has a like a broken twisted rib type pattern that like I wrote up. It's like a 8-row repeat, and then it also has like a broken rib slip stitch heel flap that I like just tried to get it to mirror the front, but it's not exactly the same, but it looks very similar. So that's where I am. That's the second sock. I have the first sock finished already. So, and if you've been watching us for a while, you've seen these. I call these my reaping socks because this yarn is from the RAVELRY, and it was one of her Hunger Games mystery colorways. I believe it was the first one in the series, and it's called the Reaping. So there's the heel flap. But anyway, so these, I'm knitting these, and I think I've decided to give them away.
Oh, did you?
To a friend for her birthday.
I thought you were going to keep them.
I was going to keep them, but she can wear the same size sock as me. Even though she doesn't have as big of a foot as me, it's not as long. Her foot is much wider. So she stretches out the fabric this way, and they fit. So, but anyway, yeah. So I think I'm going to give this as part of her birthday gift.
I thought you were giving her the ones I messed up on.
I am. I'm giving her those too. Yeah, I'm gonna. Yep.
Fancy.
Yep. She's gonna get. Yep. And then you know, a couple other things in her gift bag. So I am knitting these on a US 1.5, which is a 2.5 millimeter needle. Like I said, the yarn, here it is in the cake. I'll have plenty left over to knit myself shorties if I want. And here's the tag for the RAVELRY. Classic sock, 75 superwash merino and 25 nylon. So this is the next project I want to get off my needles soon, because I'll have to gift them the beginning of December. And it'll be one less whip to carry into 2023.
I'm not even worried about that. Alright. I have another Molly Klein design bag. This one, she actually bought me like the first actual year I was knitting. Because I mean, I learned how to knit, and then I didn't really knit, and then I actually got into it. So, but I actually got pretty far on these, but then they started hurting my hands. But these were supposed to be a birthday present for my husband. Which was on the 3rd. What day is it today?
The
8th? Yes, the 8th. So I'm 5 days late, and I'm not even done. And it's okay. But anyway, so these are his socks. So I was doing them 2 at a time on 9-inch circulars. So there's that one.
Hold it.
And then this one I just picked up, basically, for the gusset. Kind of hard to show. But anyways, these are DK weight socks. So they are 70, no, that's not right. 56. 56 stitches. And I always do 1 by 1 rib. So it's 1 by 1 rib, just stockinette, heel flap and gusset, and then I don't know a toe yet.
Yeah, you did a slip stitch, heel flap and gusset. You don't always do a slip stitch. Sometimes you just do a stockinette.
It depends. I won't do a slip stitch for Holden. He doesn't like that. I did it in 2 of his socks. Nope, I did it in 1 pair. He's like, I don't like that. I was like, I'm not undoing it. He's like, okay. I mean, he wears a size 13 and he has wide feet. I'm not undoing it. But he prefers it without the slip stitch. But Chris likes them, doesn't he?
Yeah.
So there it is. And these are on a US 3, which is 3.25 millimeter. And the yarn is this loops and thread cozy wool merino in the gray color. It's from Michael's. I think it's discontinued. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it is. So, but this is the yarn, and it is, I can never find the makeup of them. Hold on. It is 55% superwash merino and 45% anti-pilling acrylic, which is why it's hurting my hands. It's a tight gauge with acrylic yarn where it still has mostly wool content, but it's still hurting my hands. So I'll get them eventually. I don't think he'll really mind.
Probably for Christmas, right?
Probably. I'm like wondering if he's gonna ask me if these ones are cashmere.
He will.
I doubt it when we're supposed to be knitting him actual cashmere socks for Christmas too. You'll be able to tell the difference. So I knit him a pair of socks out of this yarn, actually the Barocco Vintage, and he asked me if they were cashmere. But this softens up so much.
Oh yeah, because he
I don't know
wore
about
those.
this.
He wore those socks and then he threw them in the dirty clothes and didn't tell me, and which is fine because they can be machine washed and
it's
dried.
a merino. No, it's not merino. I think it's just wool, acrylic, and I think there's something else in it. I can't remember.
Polyamide.
Yeah, there's something.
Like
I forget exactly the makeup of it,
but anyway, they went through the washing machine and the dryer, and they are so soft now. Like I was surprised.
Yarn, I want more of this yarn. Like it is so soft, and it's like super drapey. And really comfy, and then you don't have to worry about if your kids are gonna
I want some too.
Make a mess on it, but
I love the Barocco Ultra Wool, which is 100% superwash.
That softens
merino.
up a lot though too.
But I want some of that too. I like it. It got so soft.
It does. It's like kind of stiff to, not really actually. It's pretty soft when you get it anyways, but then it just softens up way more.
We have kids. If you're okay, so we should say that in the beginning. If you're new here, we have kids.
There are 4 of them under the age of 6.
Well, 6 and under, because my youngest is 6.
Yeah.
And then Daphne is married to Holden, my oldest son, and he's 26. And then I have an 19-year-old and a 14-year-old.
14. No, wait, is?
Yeah, he's 14.
He's not 15?
No, he's 14. A 14-year-old. So, and everybody happens to be home right now at this time of day, except for my husband. So, but so if you hear background noise, it's either the creaky antique chairs, or that we're sitting on, or it's just other people in the house. But this is real life, and so we just roll with it. We record when we can.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm hoping these soften up. Maybe he will ask me if they're cashmere.
How does it say they're supposed to be washed?
Machine wash, cold, gentle, cold.
Okay.
It's okay. If you steam them or add heat, they soften up, I'm sure. I've used this yarn in the test knit I did in the summer, which hasn't been released.
Which test knit was that?
The Mela sweater.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. There hasn't been like anything said about it. So like, I thought it was going to release in September. But
who was the designer again?
I forget. Annalise. She works with Hobby a lot.
Hobbii?
Yeah, and it had the Hobby, like knitting it, it had the Hobby label on it. So I thought it was going to be put on there, but it hasn't been added. But she said it was supposed to be released in September.
Hmm.
So I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm.
But that yarn, it softened up, but I don't remember how soft because I haven't actually worn it yet.
I was gonna say, did you even get finished object pictures of it?
Yes.
Oh, you did?
Yes,
okay.
I did.
Well, send me one and I can pop in a picture while you're talking about it.
But yeah, so I don't know when it's actually going to get released.
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah.
All right. So here, I'll show this.
How many more do you have? I only have 2.
I only have two too, and one of them's for our knit along.
Oh, okay.
No. How about you? Is one of them for the
No.
part? No, you haven't started any socks for our knit along? You stinky.
I have to finish those socks. I don't have any DK weight needles anymore. Remember? Because we lost all our 3s.
That's right.
We both misplaced our US 3s for 9-inch circulars. So I ordered one because I was like, oh, if I ordered one, maybe I'll finish these socks before his birthday. And mind you, I started these socks the Saturday before. I think something like that.
Yeah, it was pretty close to his
reasonable
birthday.
amount, normally. But then they started hurting my hands, and I was like, nope, not doing it. And then I had 2 test knits, so I was like, it's okay.
Yeah.
So, which my next 2 are test knits.
And your mojo is better than it was, but it still hasn't fully returned yet.
I don't know.
All right, so here it is, my blanket. So it's in my Black Cat bag by Fat Girl Sewing on Etsy. And I'm not going to say everybody's tired of seeing it because people have comments saying that they love seeing it. So thank you.
I think she's tired of seeing it, not using it.
I mean, I love it. I want to use it. Yeah. So this is what I have left of the cake. I think last time I said I'm going to finish it. And I got close. It's like 19 grams.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. And I think the last time I showed it, it was like 70 grams.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Because then you came up to me and you were like, it's barely come down. And I was like,
yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I don't have too much more of this one. And then I have one full skein left of the yarn, which is Tea Cozy by UN Dye on Etsy. Here,
Oh, yeah.
Just want to show you the... Yeah.
Can you see that?
It's because it gets like flopped around in my bag.
I know, I'm going to fix it.
That's not it.
Yeah.
Oh, here it is. I was like, I know I have it.
Look at that. It's got like goldy
It's
speckles in it.
really pretty. Yeah. And I'll probably use most of it, but not all of it. So you and I, Tea Cozy on Etsy.
You got me yarn from that brand, didn't you?
Did I?
I think so.
I did. It was like
I haven't knit it yet.
It was like
it was
one
an
of your
anime
anime, character things or
yarn.
something. Yeah.
So I haven't knit it. I haven't knit either of the 2 I have actually for Holden, and I probably should. But one of them, the one you got is a superwash merino, and the other one's a merino nylon. So
yeah, you have to make them a hat out of the superwash merino or something. All right, so here it is. This is my Advent habitation throw without the eyelets. And since the last podcast episode, that's how much I knit. So this was my 30 minutes a day knitting. And to be quite truthful with you, my life is such that...
I guess we gotta show it this way. There's one corner. That's how far she is that way.
Yeah. Yep.
I like to show that every time.
That a lot of days it gets worked on 30 minutes, and some days it doesn't get worked on at all, and then so the next day it'll get worked on for an hour. Like that's how my 30 minutes a day knitting goes. But so I mean it's growing, as you can see. And then these are all the minis that were in my advent calendar from my friend Julie last year. And then one row of eyelets. And I counted my stitches this morning while I was doing my 30 minutes of knitting.
I would not want to.
And I'm at like 240 something. So it's a lot smaller because it was like 370 I think, or something like that. Yeah.
When you asked me how much I thought there was, I was like, I don't even know, almost 400.
And it is going a lot faster now. So my goal is to have it done by December 1st. I think I can do it.
I mean, I think you can. It's only November 8th.
I think I'm going to have to devote more than 30 minutes a day to it, though.
If you really want it done before Advent.
Yeah. So that's going to be my focus project for the next couple weeks. And we'll see. We'll see.
I have 2 test knits, and that's it.
Okay.
But I don't even know which one I want to start with. I'll start with, I've been shown that one, so I'll start with this one. This one's in my Noble Character Craft bag that no longer has a label.
Is that your first Noble Character Craft bag?
Yes.
Okay.
Because then I have the polka dot one and then the trucked one, which you won't see because I am not a fan of the Stephen West KAL very much.
Yeah.
It's, okay, so I read the description. It says it's a similar size to the last year one. And I was like, oh, that's a good size. I kind of want to make it. And then at the end, I don't even want to say what's at the end, but I don't like the final clue. Like the final section of the final clue, basically.
Section 10 or something?
Yeah, it's like section 10, and I'm like, I don't like that. So I haven't decided what I want to do yet, so I just haven't worked on it yet at all. So I'm still on section 1. I am not showing it.
It's 5 skeins of fingering weight yarn. Is that what it was?
It's 5 skeins, and I'm so happy with the color choices, but I don't like the end. But I'm not in the mind space to figure out what I want to do with it yet. So it's just sitting on wherever I was last podcast. I did not touch it at all. But this is my care sweater by Bea or Rebecca. And it is, what's there? Look, more green. But so I was there. So I finished knitting the body and did the ribbing. And then I did have a neckband, but I didn't pick up enough stitches along the back side. I had plenty on the front and the side, but I didn't pick up enough, so it was very tight. I was like, I don't like that. It kind of puckered
a little, too.
It puckered a little in the back, too. So I was like, I tried it, did the folded over like the pattern says, and then I was like, oh, that's way too tight. Undid it, redid it again, and then I was like, nope, still too tight. So then I ripped it all out. So I actually have that ball. This is my collar. Yeah, so it's fine. I'll redo it. It's not a big deal. I'm thinking about, so the body of this is done on a US 7, and then the ribbing was done on a US 5. So I'm thinking maybe just do a 6. Just to be 100% safe.
And pick up every stitch along the back.
Yeah, I didn't pick up every stitch. I did 2 for every 3. All the way around. So
yeah, pick up every stitch along the back of the collar. That's what I would do. But
then I'm like, maybe I'll just pick up on the 6 and then do the actual ribbing on the 5, because the ribbing down here is actually perfectly fine, I feel like. Like, I feel like it's pretty stretchy, mainly because it's 2x2, so I'm not sure. But then I also did the sleeve, most of it. I need to do the final decrease and then the ribbing. But yeah, so you can see the short row shaping. So that makes it so the color work kind of lays in a straight line across your body, which is kind of cool. So, but yeah, that's that. And you can see I steamed the body where that color work is, and you can see like how wavy the yarn is in that color work. But yeah, so I'm actually really enjoying this though. But
it's pretty.
Yeah, I'm happy with it. I just got annoyed because I had to undo my collar twice, which isn't her fault. Like, nothing wrong with the pattern. I just didn't pick up the right amount of stitches, basically. So, but yeah, that's on me. And then it took me forever. I suck at picking up stitches. It took me, what, like 5 tries to pick up that sleeve?
Yeah, it did.
I'm awful at it. I don't understand why, though, but not something I can do, apparently. And then my last project is in a Delightful Works bag,
and this is a new project, right?
Yes. So this is my custom bag that she did for me. But
we have a link to Susan's shop down below because she has a free shipping code for viewers of this podcast. And didn't she just put some holiday?
Yes, they were so
in her
cute.
shop?
I have to look up the name of this to make sure I get it right. I mean, I was pretty sure I knew the name, but I don't want to say it and be wrong.
We have fluff floating in the air all around.
I know, it keeps like getting in my nose and stuff. I'm sorry. This is an autumn acorn design. Hold on. Sorry. I meant to look before. This is the Ever After dress. So, I'm still on the top section. So, it is a raglan. These are my Leica needles, and it's curling. Anyway, so here it is. I am knitting the size 4, and this is for Paisley, so she is 2. But, so I'm still in the raglan. I'll hold that for a minute.
Yep.
And this yarn that I'm using right now, here it is. It's like a little candy colored yarn. It's actually called Unicorn. But anyways, this is Yarn Love Lisa. It just says yarn. Yarn Love by Lisa, I think. I'll have to look at it. But it's 100% superwash merino in the unicorn color. And so the whole top section of this dress is in the yoke of it, and then there's a little detail on the bottom of the skirt. But then the skirt, you're supposed to use mohair or a Surrey alpaca. So this is the color I chose because Paisley has very pale skin like me, so this kind of color would wash her out pretty bad, but she's a little kid, so I'm like, hey, it's okay. Well, anyway, so this is the color. I'm using Drop Melody in the, does it say color? It's just color 9. So this is to mellow this out a little bit because there's a lot of bright colors. Well, anyway, so that's it so far. I'm almost done with the increases, but then you have to do a ruffle for the sleeve. So it's gonna be a minute because I have to do the care test knit first. Did I say that was the care sweater?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I feel like I missed that, but I'm also.
No, you said it.
Oh, okay. I also had to go up quite a few needles, but that's just because my gauge is very tight. I'm on a US
both
6.
tighter knitters, and Daphne is an even tighter knitter than I am.
I think she called for a US 4. I'm on a US 6, which is a 4mm.
All right. In my holiday bag.
It's already jingling.
The snowman on that side, and then that's barn with a wreath and my Christmas bag.
This is the one. She was like, "Oh, I really want it," and so we were standing there like talking, and I was like, "Oh, Amy's bag release is up," and she's like, oh, "I really want that one barn one." I was like, "Are you gonna get it?" And she's like, "No, I'm not very good at that stuff." And I was like, "What?" And I was already on her face.
Washing dishes.
I was already on
I had my hands in soapy hot water.
I was like, "So do you want it? Yes or no?" And she's like, "Oh, I don't know. I don't have time to get it." I was like, "I have it pulled up. Do you want the bag?"
Yeah.
Like,
So
it was
Daphne
stressing her out. Basically, me
was.
asking her if
It
she
was.
wanted this bag
Uh-huh.
for me to buy and her pay for it after.
So the jingling that you heard was because they come with this nifty little, large lever.
Yeah, the
back.
newer ones do. The older
Mhm.
ones have the handle. Could not think of that name.
That's what you hear. And this is my Christmas sock. And it's a very, very small start. This is all I have. This is DK weight yarn. This is Night Owl fibers. And I'm knitting 48 stitches on a US 3, which is a 3.25. Is that what you said? Okay.
Yeah.
And
I was about to say, why do they look so big? It's because we couldn't find our 9-inch circular.
yeah, so it's
On a US 3.
one from this red chow gook. And here is the tag. So that's Night Owl fibers. It's on the Snowy Owl DK, which is 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, and the colorway is Christmas 2022. So I started them
They have a
because
couple other Christmas
I want
yarns too.
to wear them before Christmas.
I should start mine if I want to do that.
But so that's my start, and so we are hosting a holiday sock knit along and over on Instagram. So the hashtags will be on the screen where you can join us, and we will pull winners from the finished object hashtag. But please, post your pictures and the participation under the participation hashtag so we can see them too. We did get some questions like what holidays does it include, and so we decided we talked about it, and we decided that it included like the holidays in December and the New Year. So we've got Hanukkah, Christmas, Kwanzaa, New Year's Eve, and New Year's Day. And however you can make that work. So whether it's themed yarn or a pattern that's named for one of those holidays, or you're giving it as a gift to someone for one of those holidays. So we did say whips were allowed.
Yes, as long as they were like you were still in the first sock. So if you
Yes.
finished your first sock, that one won't count. But if it's before you finished it,
Yeah, so like
then
if you
yes.
yeah. So less than 50% of a
Yeah.
pair done, basically.
Yeah.
But no holidays and no Thanksgiving or fall, autumn. That's
Yeah,
not.
because I mean, like some Thanksgiving's already passed. Like I mean,
Oh yeah, Canada's
Yeah.
is in October.
There's a fuzz on my
So-
nose.
I know, it
It's
was
like
flying.
bugging me.
It was
I just
flying
realized
all
I
over
kept
the
messing with
place.
my nose. And I
Yeah.
was like, this buzz.
And so is there anything else?
No, I think that's pretty much it.
Okay, so this
For that part.
kind of segues into our yarn dyeing. And so if you don't want to, if you're just here for the knitting content, there is no more knitting to be shown. Oh wait, before we go into that, I wanted to say that I had come across this book on Amazon in April, and my birthday's in April, so I kind of bought it for myself as a birthday gift, and I haven't even read it yet. But it's Knit 2 Socks in 1. Discover the easy magic of turning one long sock into a pair. So I'm thinking that my Christmas sock that I'm going to knit this way, I went ahead and cast it on, you know, for my normal numbers, the normal way, but I started ribbing, but I think you start with ribbing, but I just haven't looked that far into the book yet. So we'll find out. If not this sock, it'll be another sock, but I'm pretty sure you put in waste yarn at different spots and then you separate your pieces, I think. But like I said,
I would mess that up.
I haven't.
And knit a sock too big.
Yeah, probably. But I haven't looked at it enough. So, but anyway, okay, now, so knitting content is over. We're going to talk about yarn dyeing, and then I am going to, at the end of this video, we don't have any shopping or anything. At the end of this video, I mentioned that my husband had his birthday on November 3rd, and he wanted to go visit some state parks, and I recorded our walks. And so I've made a couple of highlight reel videos from our family walks, and they're about 1.5 to 3 minutes long. There's 3 of them. So not long at all, and they're just like done to music. But if you want to see that, if you're interested in seeing that, I'm going to stick them at the end of this episode. So you can jump to that if you don't want to hear this, or you can not watch it at all. It's up to you. But okay, so we have talked about how my husband loves his cashmere socks, and they're not all cashmere. Like, they're not 100% cashmere. They're superwash merino cashmere nylon blends, and
it's like a 80-10-10.
Yeah. And we decided to buy a 10-pack of undyed cashmere blend sock yarn and use our, what are they, jacquard?
Something like that.
Yeah, acid dyes, and we had beautiful weather until it started raining on us.
Yeah.
But
not even that. The weather like the last week has been like
so warm.
Spring.
Yeah.
Like early fall, spring, and it's November. Like normally it's cold. Like today it's cold. I don't know exactly what the weather is.
It's sunny, but it is a lot cooler today.
Sometimes it tells me right on my phone. Like if you start talking.
59.
Oh, there it goes. See?
Yep.
Yeah, like yesterday it was like
59 degrees Fahrenheit. Yeah.
It was like 70.
70. Yeah, something.
For no reason.
Yeah.
Like...
For days it's been. But so anyway, so we got this bear yarn, and we decided to dye some up. So we have 4 skeins here.
Of course I should to grab the neutrals.
And these are going to get put in our giveaway pile. So 1 or 2 winners from the sock KAL will be able to pick a skein of DK weight cashmere sock yarn. Mm-hmm. We also were contacted from a bag maker, and she wants to send a bag for us to give away as part of the KAL too, but we don't have it yet, so we'll show that when it comes and give all her information then. But anyway, so if you knit along with us and have finished objects, you may win some of our hand-dyed yarn. Mm-hmm. And which one? This one's fun because this was like a end of the dye day. Mm-hmm.
Oh look, there's actually gray in there. Mm-hmm. Did you see that? Yeah. I didn't.
I did. So
I didn't see that. I don't know if you... There you go. Like right there.
So that was just like getting the rest of the... We let this sit overnight and combined like dye bath water with citric acid, and then it's just a very neutral color. We actually considered like keeping this one and knitting it for my husband, but then we decided on 2 other colors for him.
This one is the chestnut color, just chestnut.
Mm-hmm. It's a pretty tonal. Mm-hmm. And then these are blends of colors. I couldn't even begin to tell you what they were.
One. I did this one. This one's emerald and fire red. I was like, what is it?
With some black too, right? No? No black? Oh.
No black.
Oh, okay.
That was the pink one.
Oh, okay. That's right. Mm-hmm. And I dyed this one.
You used lilac, and then you used brilliant blue, and then maybe a little black?
No, it wasn't black. It was that gray. Gunmetal.
Oh, gunmetal gray.
Yeah.
I was like, it was some gray.
Oh, we didn't write down any recipes or anything.
We didn't. Okay, so if we ever dye yarn, you get one of a kind. So these are 3 I did, because this was my dye bath. Because your dye bath is that one.
Oh, okay.
So she did that one. I did these 3, and then we have more.
Mm-hmm. So these are going in our giveaway basket. We've got a couple other like fingering weight hangs in our giveaway basket too. Mm-hmm. And then we both decided to keep 3 skeins each.
2 for us, 1 for...
1 for my husband with his socks. So I kept this green color for my husband, and it's really vibrant on the screen. It's not quite that vibrant in person, but doesn't that look way more vibrant on the screen?
I think it looks more turquoise than it actually is. It's like green. It's
more of a
green.
St. Patty's Day
it's
green.
Because we're both wearing green, and then it's
maybe
blowing that out, I think.
Yeah, but anyway, so I'm gonna knit my husband's socks. Hopefully, I mean, I'll get them started before Christmas probably, but I don't know. I don't guarantee they're gonna be done.
This one's mine, but she actually dyed this one.
I was gonna say, I dyed that one.
Mm-hmm. It's this one had chestnut and the aged,
Aztec gold.
And then maybe some else.
Black on top of it, I think.
But she basically chose which colors she thought he would like the best. But this one I'm gonna knit for him. Mm-hmm. These will be for Christmas. Mm-hmm. I think. I just threw that. I might have shook the camera.
And then I dyed this one with lilac and a blue, right?
Yeah, I think so.
And then I tried to speckle it, and with some gunmetal gray and the blue, I think. I think the base was lilac. Then I speckled with the blue and gunmetal gray.
I don't know if you did gunmetal with that.
I did. See?
Did you? Oh, you did a real light. Okay.
Real light speckling.
I was about to say, because that one was definitely gunmetal or black or something.
Like right in there. There's some gunmetal gray. But anyway, that one. And then this is the end of the day dye bath. So it's sat in the dye bath all night.
Looks like Swan Lake. Like, you know the Barbie movie, Swan Lake?
I don't know the Barbie Swan Lake movie. She does.
It makes me think of Ozetta's dress. I was like, I don't know why, because it's like the pink and there's bluey colors to it in some ways. Like, I mean, it looks like her dress, okay?
Anyway, it's really pretty. These will be socks for me. All right, you gonna show?
Two.
Yeah.
These are my two. So
That's the first one.
Yeah,
Daphne
this is the very first one. This is chestnut with gunmetal and something else.
Was it Aztec gold?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes. Maybe not. Maybe it's just. Oh yeah, it's fully submerged in the chestnut and then speckled with the chestnut and gunmetal.
Oh, okay.
Is what it was. But the dye broke. You can see the purple to it.
Mm-hmm. It's really pretty.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then my last one is this one. It was the fuchsia and then the red we had and then black.
Vermilion? Was that what it was called?
Yeah. I always think it's fuchsia. It's not. But it makes like a winey red color. Like it's kind of blowing out. It's a little bit darker.
Didn't you put some black over it?
Yeah,
Did you say
there's
that?
black speckles to it.
Mm-hmm.
My speckles don't work out. I mean, this was speckled. You can see it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
The speckling's not super great. Okay.
We're not professionals.
This one was speckled.
We just have fun. We just enjoy creating and making, and so we do it for fun.
Yeah. That's why we also say they'll be one of a kind. We will never be able to get the same color again.
But I know, like, yarn dyers are amazing.
I don't know how they do it. I don't understand.
But
couldn't do it.
all right. Is there anything else?
No, I think that's it.
All right. So,
Wait,
there is something.
We didn't even say when this
Yeah.
ends because we changed it.
Yes.
Do you remember when? It was like January.
Something. I think it's after the 12 days of Christmas because the 12 days of Christmas starts on Christmas Day. So we decided to extend it through the 12 days of Christmas. So, but we'll figure out that date and we'll let you know. You've got time. Don't worry about it. Started on November 6th and it'll end sometime in early January. Mm-hmm. Also, Daphne and I have decided to do Vlogmas this year. But in, Erica and Daphne fashion, we're going to do Vlogmas our way.
You don't want to see our daily lives, all right? It's a whole lot of crazy, okay?
So we don't think that we're going to do daily videos. We're going to record daily because we both have advent calendars to open. I think we mentioned this. My friend Julie, who gave me my advent calendar last year, we are doing an advent exchange. So I have gathered 12 minis and some goodies for Julie and 12 minis and some goodies for Daphne. And Daphne has gathered 12 minis and some goodies for Julie and 12 minis and some goodies for me. And then Julie has gathered 12 minis and goodies for each of us so that we all have 24 minis to open, and then on Christmas Day we'll have a 50-gram skein to open. So we're gonna record that, and then I
bought Holden an advent too. We could do there because my mom made my kids
okay.
advents, so we should just record all the advents.
Yeah.
I didn't even tell Holden I bought him one. I bought him a Dungeons and Dragons one.
No,
Yeah, because I was like, oh.
He doesn't even play Dungeons and Dragons.
He likes it though.
Oh, okay.
Critical Role, the show, the podcast
he watches.
about,
okay.
That's Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh, okay.
But
okay.
So
I guess you have to have other people to play with.
Like,
so if you don't have other people,
I have an advent, and the kids will have advents. What if he feels lonely? So I was like, let me go find him one. So I literally sat there on the bed next to him last night and scrolled until I found him an advent.
Oh, okay, that's fun.
So.
Yeah, I'm putting together a little advent for Ralph. Ralph's my 14-year-old and Mary Rose is my 6-year-old for them to open together. So they're bags, and then they'll just open the bag and they'll each get a goodie out of the bag, which most days is just going to be candy because
I have no idea what my mom's making for them.
Knowing your mom, it's probably going to be like fantabulous with full of stuff.
No idea what she's doing. There's going to be 3 of them, and I was like,
okay. But But anyway, so we're gonna record Advents, and then any other, like if we bake or do crafts or take the kids out, some, we'll vlog things like that. And since we're gonna do Vlogmas, we're not gonna do regular podcast videos in December. So we will talk about what we're knitting or working on that day or that week or whatever, interspersed in the vlogs. Right now, I think, because I do the editing and stuff, so I'm trying to decide which is easier. So if you have an opinion, let me know in the comments. Do you like Vlogmas? Yes or no? If you do like Vlogmas, do you prefer shorter daily videos, or do you prefer a longer weekly video with all the days in a row? Let me know that. And if you don't like Vlogmas and you want to tell me why, you can tell me that too. It probably won't change my mind because, we've decided to do it, but I'm always willing to listen. And so that is, I think that's everything.
Yeah.
Right?
For sure.
Our busy season has ended for now.
I was like,
until Thanksgiving, and then it's going to start and get busy again until the new year. So there hasn't been too much to talk about other than my husband's birthday. And if you're still here and you want to see our walks, stay tuned. But all right, we will see you in 2 weeks.
Yep.
Excuse me. All right. Bye.
Bye. you.